And welcome back to another episode of the Saucy Boys. I go by the name of Chaku.
Mr. Michael fucking Stokes is me. What's going on?
It's me.
It's me.
Man, well, welcome back, guys. Some things are going to be moving and changing around, so we might have
By moving and changing, we mean us.
Yeah, we might have to be gone for a week or two. We're
possibly
changing locations and setting up a different studio space. So, a lot of good things coming in the future.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, to say the least.
This way we'll be able to put up like posters in the background or some shit like that more fits the pod directly.
We could really, decorate it and dress it up.
Decor.
And that way, too, is now that things are a little bit more laxed with all this stuff and people are getting vaccinated, we can possibly start doing some guests.
Ooh.
So.
Or on-site interviews.
Yeah, so we're gearing up for that. So, be on the lookout
How would you feel about us, like, doing the pod, but also doing, like, interviews in, like, so one we can post a pod in 1 week, but then drop an interview that same week later on.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
I'd be up for that.
Just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Man. But, so before we get into it, we are going to give y'all the Bevy of the episode this week. And the reason why we're starting out with this first is we're going to kind of lead in with why we still have this. Huh. So it was my week and I'm being lazy. And I decided that the celebratory bottle that we didn't really get to finish this weekend for my good friend Mike's birthday, we're going to finish this up here. So it's your classic Crown Royal, the OG.
Ye Old Faithful, as I like to call it.
So we're going to sip on this episode. And
purple bag with the gold trim. It ain't a cork top, but it's still sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? This drink got me through a lot of hard times.
This is the loyal drink.
I think it's funny because I shared with you that snap from a year ago, which was the beginning of everything. It was the night that we first started doing all this shit. Well, like coming to the office during quarantine.
Oh yeah.
And it was a bottle of Crown Royal Black. Yeah. And that's how it started.
You know what? When I went to go get that, they didn't have the black.
I know.
And they didn't even have the other joints. They got so that's why I got this big ass liter of just goodness.
The L Boogie.
So I do have a Pepsi and Coke.
Crown and Pepsi?
I don't know what kind of guy you are. It really doesn't matter to me.
It's Crown and Coke, my guy.
See, I'm just
C&C, double C's.
I'm with whatever. I'm with the shits. Yo, okay, so from my understanding, you don't like the flavored ones.
I hate them.
Damn.
I think they're juvenile. I think they're pedestrian. I think they're not a real alcoholic beverage. They should only be used as mixers. They're disgusting.
Okay, yeah, I give you that. But the cool thing about those other ones, like the flavored drinks, is like the apple and shit. Like I can sip those straight and just chill on it and sip it. Which I mean, I can sip this shit straight too. But sometimes a little flavored drink ain't bad.
They're disgusting to me. Nothing pisses me off more than I've told you about this. A little bar called Bentley's downtown. When they first opened, their bartender was so fucking dumb. She confused Crown Vanilla with regular Crown. And I know the taste of regular Crown. So when I blatantly told her, bitch, this is Crown Vanilla, she was like, no, it's not. It's regular Crown. To which I saw her pour it for someone else, and they brought it back and was like, yo, this is Crown Vanilla. And I saw her pick up the bottle and read it and be like, oh, I'm sorry. To which I was just like, yeah, you're going to have to pour that out too, because I don't like that. Because it's disgusting. Like, here's the thing. I think the flavored ones are only meant for shooting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you do mix them, you got to mix it with something not as sweet as like a Coke or a Pepsi, because then it's just overbearing and disgusting. Like there's nothing good about it. You know what I'm saying?
Now that you say that, like I get that. I get that.
End of rant.
So, yeah, we're just gonna sip on this OG Crown. Right now we're prepping some drinks. I'm gonna go with the Pepsi. I would do ginger ale, but you know, don't have any right now, so we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do what it do. So if you're listening right now, while we prep our drinks and I try not to make a mess, if y'all want to go ahead and grab yourself something,
Grab a bevy.
or if you already got one, take a sip with us. Oh man. So we got to celebrate your birthday this weekend.
Yeah, man. It was pretty good, man. It was barring the shitty weather on my actual birthday. I really do appreciate you guys coming out on Saturday and trying to make something happen. You know me as long as you know me. I'm not a big celebrate the birthday guy. Never have been. Never really. I mean, I used to be, but after 21, it kind of just like it lost the appeal. And
I feel that.
I think like 2 years ago was the first year I ever took off on my birthday. If my birthday fell on a work day, like I went to work and then I started working with more people who would like they take off for their birthday, and I was like, why? Because it's like I came from like doing like warehouse jobs and manual labor jobs, so it's like if somebody leaves work for anything that's not like emergency, then it's like, well, that work falls on somebody else.
Yeah.
So I had to break myself of that mentality of like, no, you can't take off for like your birthday because it's you know what I'm saying, you got work to do and shit like that. And I always did that.
I get that because like I do the same thing. Like whenever my birthday comes around, like I really don't plan. Like even if it's on the weekend, like I'll go DJ somewhere or like I'll work at my regular job if it's during the week. But I never really after 21, same thing. It's just like, I mean, even before then, like 17th, 18th birthday, it was just kind of like once you start getting older. Yeah, and you got bills and shit.
It kills your birthday.
You're just like,
bills, then kids, things like that, and then you're just like, you're not thinking about yourself no more.
Yeah, you really aren't.
But it's like, I mean, you got like the milestone birthdays, so it's just like 15 or 16, you're supposed to be getting your driver's permit. 17 used to be a big deal, but that meant you can see a rated R movie without your parents.
Yeah.
And then of course 18 is you're a legal adult and shit. So then it's like you have between 18 and 21 where it's like birthdays don't matter no more. Then you hit 21 and that's your big, okay, we can drink now.
Legally.
And then it's like most people either hold on to that and fucking celebrate hard for like the rest of through their 30s, or you just like, okay, I've had my last big birthday, I'm good.
Yeah.
Holla at me when I'm,
and then like
30, 40.
When you really start celebrating is like in your 40s and 50s because you're like, fuck, I made it this far. Yeah, because sometimes, people ain't making it that far, which is unfortunate. But, man, so what you saying that is like when you turn 18, like you're legal, whatever. But the crazy thing about that is like a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, when I turn 18, like I could buy cigarettes and like this and this. And it's funny because now, is it just here in Texas or is it like throughout the United States that you can't purchase tobacco? You have to be 21.
Yeah, I think they upped it to 21.
That's fucking crazy, right?
United state countrywide.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy. To think about it, I mean, shit. When our parents were kids and teenagers, the legal drinking age was 18, and then they upped that to 21. So I mean, shit, it's always fluctuated like that,
which is crazy to me because like, I mean, I didn't smoke, but when I was able to like buy tobacco and shit, like my mom, she'd be like, "Oh, give me a cig." I'll be like, "All right, fuck." But then now I'm just like, "Why are you smoking still?" Because I don't fuck with cigarettes. But I was walking into the gas station the other day, and this young kid came up to me. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, man. Can you for tobacco
give me a pack?"
I'm thinking this nigga was gonna ask me if he's like, "Hey, man, can you give me a beer or something?
Can you give me a Juul? Can you give me e-cig?"
But yeah, that's what he asked me for. He asked me to get him a pack of backwoods and a e-cig.
My guy.
And yeah, so I was just like, all right, dude, like I got you.
That's a crazy mindset to think to put yourself back into.
But think about this.
Of that.
Before you finish, my bad.
No, you good.
He was 20. So he was just like right on the cusp. That's why I didn't feel no kind of way about it. If he was 18, then maybe I'd have been like, oh, nigga, you might get me in trouble. But you 20 years old, man. I'm just like, I got you, bro. Like
I was just thinking like the first times like I ever smoked weed and all that shit, and how like the wraps and papers you had were the ones you had, so you had to make them last. Because then you'd have to go through all that shit, all them hoops, unless you had like someone who was old enough to buy them for you, and would not snitch you out. just to do that. And it's like, I completely forgot about that shit. Even though I'm someone who still gets ID'd all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. But it's just like, that's a crazy fucking mindset to think in again. Like, it's something I forgot about until you just mentioned that story.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's just like, I remember back in the day, we used to try to find people to like buy beer and shit for us.
Mm-hmm.
But, excuse me. But yeah, like when he was like, and that's seriously, that's what I thought he was gonna ask me for. I was like, nah, I ain't finna buy you no fucking beer. I was just kind of looking at him like, and then he was like, oh, can you give me like a Jewel, the little pods or whatever, and then the backwood, and I was just like, oh, okay,
Yeah, I got you, my guy.
I got you. But yeah, I mean, just back to birthdays, it's like after 21, it's just I didn't really celebrate much. All I did was work, and people. And it's funny because like if you work on your birthday, you go to work, and people are like, oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Because some people, I don't know. For my job, like in my 20s, it seems like everybody else's birthday was like listed and celebrated, and they would have like potlucks and shit. And then my birthday would come around and be like, oh, it's your birthday today. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday. Have a good weekend. I'm like, thanks. No fuck. Everybody else gets cards and shit.
Where the fuck's my potluck?
Yeah. So.
That's crazy, man. This, I think in 2020, the bank that I was working at, that was the first one where there was like a point when you're new there, they're like, hey, what's your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
We got to put it on the calendar. And then when it came around, they always threw like some type of party for someone's birthday or some shit.
See, and that's cool.
Like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I like shit like that. But even still, it's like ever since I started working, I think that's when I stopped really like celebrating birthdays. But recently, so like when I turned 30, when I turned 30, yep, I'm up there. I went to New York for my birthday and just out there for a couple of days hanging out. So that was cool. And I think that's what kind of opened me up to like doing things for my birthday now. It's just like, being able, because now you can do that. Now I can take trips. You know what I'm saying? Before it was like, oh, damn, I got bills to pay. Can't really, do a lot of shit. But now it's just like, okay, let me set aside these days. I can take these days off. I have PTO, like whatever. Like, let me get out here. Especially after all this shit.
Oh,
like,
I'm
definitely doing some more traveling.
Definitely. I mean, my post that I put up about it was just basically talking about that. Basically, I celebrated my birthday in the office over there.
Yeah.
Like last year, because nothing was open, and it's just like that fucking sucks so bad. Whereas vice versa, my girl's birthday is in October, and she was able to have a big fucking blowout because shit was still a monicum of open at that time, to where like you could still enjoy yourself and have get-togethers and be socially conscious.
With
and it's
10
just
people.
like, yeah. But it was just like,
it's just me, you, in office.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
Yeah,
Anybody like June, when they reopened, was it June or July?
It was actually it was May. It's like May 15th.
Yeah, it was like anyone from May on back, on to like February. You were fucked last year. Like,
but
you had to hold that L.
My birthday, I got lucky.
Because we were open for a little bit.
We were open for like
back.
2 weeks, and then right after my birthday is when they were like, all right, got to close it up again because y'all niggas is wilding.
Yeah, y'all wild. Think we going to let y'all have the 4th of July?
Yeah. Hell nah.
You thought.
Y'all out here spreading shit.
Look at you.
Yeah. Cover your face. But, yeah, so, but definitely like this year, I was talking to my sister the other day because she's like, when are you coming back to Tampa? But I was telling her I was thinking about doing Vegas.